Have you ever been working really, really hard at something and wondered if this is really worth it? Today, I want to talk about crafting happiness as an idea to get you changing the way that you're thinking about the work that you're doing. Lots of work that we do, in fact, for some people, the whole idea of work is that it's outcome orientated. You do A with B and you get output C. It's all very linear and it's all very structured and expected. You get very upset if you don't get what you expect. It feels like we need to do this to make something happen. If you want to achieve a specific outcome, you want this thing, then you need to do these things, you work out all the steps and you just do them and then you expect that outcome. The trouble is that outcome is actually out of our control. However hard that you try and however hard that you plan, there's always other things that can come in. There's always things that can interfere with what your plans are. And this can be really, really stressful. It can be really frustrating, and it can lead us to kind of close off and try and control. This is particularly true when the work we're doing involves other people as well, and they can feel kind of stressed and like that when you're working with them, there's an expected outcome. They have to behave in a certain kind of way. No one likes to be constrained in this way. If you think about when someone else has made you feel like this, you'll have probably wanted to push it away. You wouldn't have wanted to engage. So it can be really hard to recruit people to your cause when you're doing this particular thing. The other big problem with working in this way is it's very linear. You kind of shut down all of the opportunity around you because you're just looking for the next thing. You're looking for what you expect and you're not open to all of the field of possibility around you. And unless you're extremely lucky, you're not going to hit upon absolutely the perfect combination of things to get to the outcome that you want. Instead of doing this, I'd like you to think about how you can do work for the sake of the enjoyment of the work. And that doesn't mean just doing stuff that's fun necessarily, but it means engaging with stuff in a sense of exploration. What would be the most satisfying thing? What would be the most exciting thing for you to explore? And again, that doesn't just mean with you and in an eternal thing. What would you like to explore with other people? What would you like to learn? What would you like to connect with? In this way, you're working for the intrinsic value of the thing. You're not working to some expected outcome. That means you can let go of a huge amount of the things that you might be worried about, that you might be concerned about getting, and you can open up to all of the possibilities that exist in the field, in the space surrounding you. This isn't a natural way of working for many people. In fact, well, when I say it's not a natural way of working, it is our natural way of working, but it's not what we're trained to do. Through school and through work, we're taught to follow this very linear path instead. So what I'd like you to do is start thinking about searching for what that work is for you. Just look out for those little signs that come up for you from time to time and really see if you can deepen them and deepen them. It might help you to think about what work you get lost in, what work just flows for you, what work is that peak thing where you're not thinking about anything else. It's just you're doing it for the joy of it and you're completely connected to doing it. It might be hard. It might be really engaged work where you're spending a lot of energy, but it's also that thing where you're really hooked up to just doing. Also, the other thing is, what work do you love making great? What work do you enjoy crafting just for the sheer joy of creating something wonderful? This doesn't have to be a really creative thing necessarily either, or a traditionally creative thing. It might be artistic, but you might express yourself through writing beautiful code. You might express yourself through designing a beautiful marketing campaign for someone. You might express yourself through Even creating a spreadsheet that just works for you and works for the people around you and is an expression of the best possibility. I'd like you to take these ideas away and experiment with them. Try what works for you. Give yourself a little bit of space each day for that kind of craft work, something that doesn't have a specific outcome, that's just an exploration. If you like, set a timer for half an hour so you can't get too carried away and you can't not do all the things that you still feel you have to do. Over time, what you'll find is that because you're actually creating more value when you're doing this, and that's what's so rewarding about it, you're sensitive to the value that you're creating when you're working. So you're like, it's suddenly really rewarding. But over time, because you create more value, you actually attract more towards you as well. So if you are worried about having to do a specific thing, you'll find that focusing on the craft over time results in that coming to you anyway. It's just that you don't have to hold really tightly to it and expect it to come in exactly one specific way. So please share with me in the comments exactly where you find this happiness work, what your happiest work, what your craft is. Let the outcome take care of itself a little bit. Just let go and concentrate on the work that you're doing right now, just for the sheer joy of it. And do share this video with anyone you think who would love to hear it.